Welcome to the Strange Take, where we give you the strange take on all kinds of strange topics. Today, well, we're going to talk about Doomsday Preppers. Yep, we're gonna get on into that subject today. Doomsday Preppers, well, you know, some say fanatical. Some say smart, right? You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting some stuff put together and, you know, being ready for something terrible to happen. I mean, it's a peace of mind, right? How about, the canned goods, right? Now, Doomsday Preppers aren't just all about, some canned goods and lots of flour to make bread, right? Because we all know, making your own bread takes more resources than you could shake a stick at. So you're going to have to learn how to make different kind of bread. But, Doomsday Preppers are also about a whole lifestyle, right? A lot of people have turned their homes into self-sufficient, apocalyptic fortresses, right? Full of food, weapons, defenses. They have plans, bug-o bags, escape vehicles, plan Bs, underground bunkers. There's some people, and even, in your local neighborhood, you'd be surprised, digging up the backyard, throwing in a shipping container. Or how about the multimillionaires, right? They buying old nuclear silos. Yeah, pretty crazy. Even countries have, huge underground areas that are reserved for, the inevitable destruction of Earth one day, be it pollution or fucking meteorite or comet, right, or solar flare, like really, what would happen if all of a sudden, poof, the power went out, right? Are you ready? Are you? Can't go get any money from the bank. Can't buy any groceries from the store. It's not like you're going to go to the grocery store and they say, oh, here's a gift bag because the power went out. It's important, I think, to say, hey, how prepared am I for even a small event? Like when we saw COVID, right? There was a threat that maybe stores might close down. People went crazy. Just last year, this week is when pandemic shopping started, right? And we're in March right now. So here we are, March 2021, 1 year anniversary of Doomsday Shopping, right? But just not only is it about having the goods stored away or weapons or, of course we could say weapons. You have to have the weapons for the end of the world, right? But how about people that have turned their swimming pools into tilapia feeding farms, right? Tilapia is a fish, right? They eat that. You got the sustainable fish meat till the pool breaks down or till, you can't sustain those fish anymore, right? Some people have a fully self-sustaining. But I mean, if it's end of the world like a solar flare and the earth's burning, even if you're underground, you're going to get cooked, right? But, yeah, and some people, it is a lifestyle, right? They've changed their financial savings and their currencies into, gold and silver and whatever other kind of, things you could use to trade and survive, right? What kind of doomsday? Look about the people doing the bug-out bag with the plan B, right? I just heard some guy on YouTube says it's going to be the end. Let's grab the bug-out bags and go, right? I mean, they've killed the entire. It all started with Walking Dead, right? Everybody's getting ready for the end of the world because fucking Walking Dead. And a couple good movies. 2012, right? That's a good one. End of the world. Day After Tomorrow. Yeah, how about us? The earth either heats up or freezes up, right? But you even got to go further than just food and weapons and a place to go, right? You need survival suits, right? Oxygen. You know. There's a family, I was reading in Google News, they all died. They were practicing their doomsday prepping, and they went down into their backyard bunker the family built, and they all died in there from carbon dioxide poisoning, right? Because they didn't have the air filtration set up properly. Everyone's like, where did this family go? And like 6 months later, they fucking realized that, Jesus, these people bought a bin and buried it in their backyard, and they dug it up and found them all dead in there, right? So be careful, if you're doomsday prepping and you're doing something like that, right? And what would you do? Like, really? Like, if all the power went out, You're kind of sitting at home for a couple of days, got a bit of food, kind of going out, talking to your neighbors, right? All of a sudden, people are like, hey, we need to start a food exchange, right? Because there's some people got no food left. And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm really low on food. What am I going to do, right? What am I going to do? Well, in humanity, you'd say, well, I got a bit of food, I can help out, right? But once you do that and the food's gone, then what, Does everybody band together and become a Negan gang, right? Running around and looting, or do you become like an Alexandria gang, right? Where you're all, turning your backyards into gardens. Of course, we live in the Great North, right? So you have a very short time to do your farming. So I think we'd all be killing each other up in the north here. Those long winters, There's only so many deers and squirrels out there to eat. Oh, touch those city rabbits. They're just fucking full of tumors and worms and stuff. But anyways, how about, gold and silver, right? Like, so how is gold valuable at the end of the world, right? Why? Because it's gold. Really? Oh, here's this little chunk of gold metal. Give me all these things to live on. And you get this little piece of metal. Because really, gold's fucking useless. It's just because we give it value. But I mean, if I had a bunch of stuff and someone's like, here, I'll give you this little chunk of gold for some toilet paper and sandy wipes and, some of your canned food, I'd be like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do with a little chunk of gold, right? Well, I'm going to go to the black market, buy something, 50 guys follow me home and kill me and my family and take all my shit. As soon as you buy something in an apocalyptic black market, don't think you're not being followed home, right? Well, if they're buying shit and they got gold, we'll go there, we'll kill them and take everything, right? I mean, you got to think it's the end of the world, right? That's a strange take, so. Yeah, doomsday prepping and just doomsday life, About the depression, everybody's scared, depressed. You go and knock on your neighbor's door, they won't answer anymore because they got a couple of cans of food left. They're worried you don't, right? How about putting boards up on the windows? How long does that keep you safe, right? And if you do, like a lot of people are like, well, I'd go to the mountains. Well, great. And you go to the mountains and now you got a bunch of hunters up there surviving, right? So they're like, oh, here comes another car. Let's shoot them up, kill them all, fucking take all their stuff, right? I'm not going to the fucking mountains where there's guys who shoot guns every fucking day, right? Because that's where they're going. That's where all their bug out plan B is mountains with fresh water, killing and fishing and hunting and you're some fucking city slicker and you're going to go up there and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm living in the mountains, right? Freezing to death. Fucking good luck catching a deer with what? Right? You going to throw a rock at it or something? Stab it with a spear? I tell you, there's no way. So you don't want to be going to the mountains, right? And then, you'd have to find out, I just think it's ridiculous just to head out to the barren lands in the end of the world. Why? To avoid the crowds or being killed? Well, you're just going to die freezing to death or starving to death. I mean, people just think, oh, I'm going to go to the wilderness and kill some animals and build a fort, It doesn't work like that. As soon as you light a fire, someone sees it and you got a group coming over and they smell a can of beans cooking and you're fucking, holy, it's like a big red fucking spotlight shooting up in the sky in a dark valley, But anyways, right, it's always the worst take on the strange take, it's the worst case scenario. What about everybody just coming together, right? Pulling their resources and defending their area and getting their gardening going and killing some animals as a group and, having prayer time and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, then what happens if, like, COVID happened while it's post-apocalyptic? Now there's nobody that can try to make a vaccine or give you a machine to help you survive, get through it, right? People be dying. The worst thing, I think, in post-apocalyptic would be dental, right? You got a rotten tooth or something, and you needed some dental work, right? What are you gonna do? Just fucking, go ahead, rip it out. You'd fucking die from the pain. Probably if someone just ripped your tooth out and you didn't have proper stuff after, you get infected, right? You don't got all the things you need, and you'd be dying from fucking rotten tooth, Fuck, could you imagine that? Dental work in a post-apocalyptic. Ooh, no thanks. I just rip all my fucking teeth out and live on sucking on dandelions or something. How about Dandelion Wine, there's those survival books that says you can survive off all these fucking roots and weeds and, bird droppings or whatever, holy. You don't make the dandelion tea or wine or whatever it is properly, you're going to fucking get sick and die from over-toxicating yourself with the nutrients in it, right? Or whatever them toxins in the fucking... Anyways, right? Eating roots, living off little birds, no thanks. So yeah, some big decisions to make, and then all of a sudden, there's those preppers, right? And you can't get in their house, they got tons of food, they're like, fuck you. Either they become the rulers of the community or the target of the community. But, you gotta really think about it, right? Do you really want to have a bunch of gold and silver? Because wiping your ass means a lot more than a little chunk of gold in your hand, right? Having something in your belly, making you feel full, giving you energy to be productive through the day, right? Imagine the boredom, too. No phones, no podcasts, no video games, no Zoom, none of that shit. It's all gone. And that's just if the power goes out. Imagine if it was like a zombie apocalypse, right? Or a meteorite hit the fucking ground or a volcano blows up and fills the skies of the planet Earth with ash, right? I mean, there's a million different things that can happen. And, people are prepping for, as many scenarios as they can. But, I mean, it's always a scenario you don't plan for, right? Pow, it gets you. And all of a sudden, all your doomsday prepping is just worth it's like short-term disability. It's like, here's a little Band-Aid to stay alive a little longer, right? As soon as somebody gets sick or rotten tooth or, what happens like your gallbladder explodes or, you got migraines and you're being attacked, oh my God. Can you imagine having to defend your home and you got this migraine pounding, you're like running around your house poking at people trying to get in the windows and you're fucking inside and you got a rotten tooth, Oh, you just fucking lie on the floor, so just fucking kill me and get it over with. So yeah, doomsday prepping, right? I think it's worth the effort to have a little there, but you got to remember it's all short term, right? You got to have more planning and, a little bit of skills, right? You got to practice a little gardening, in the summer, have a little area there. So you got those skills, but yeah, it's a strange take on things, but I think this is pretty common conversation, but, doomsday prepping, right? Couple canned goods, maybe BB gun, bow and arrow or something, right? Crossbows, you can buy those anywhere, right? The ones you can get for legally, without having to have a permit or what have you, a license, and, they're not really going to kill somebody, they're just going to fucking bounce off them, but anyways, that's time. It's the end of the podcast. So everybody, it's a strange take. We're starting off our day with some fucking, doomsday prepping, everybody. So you take care, keep it in mind, give it a thought. Till then, have a good day.